Everyone, my name is Nolan and welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D Top 10 video. And for the first time on my channel, actually this is not the first time, I'm just an idiot, we'll be counting down the top 20 snipers in Pixel Gun 3D. I've been doing top 10 lists for a while, however I put a poll up in my Discord server and the majority of people wanted me to do a top 20. Also guys, I've decided that I'm going to be redoing each category every 4 months, so I'll be doing it 3 times a year. And well, it's the start of a new third of the year, so I figured let's do a top 20 snipers, and there have been so many new sniper changes, so I feel like we can actually have a really decent video, and I feel like we do. I feel like that this list is very complete, and I actually worked with some other people on this list, so hopefully it's going to be somewhat to your guys' liking. So without further ado, let's jump into the honorable mentions. I just have to say, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button, and also turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss a ranking list from me or other Pixel Gun content. And now, let's jump into the video. So first up for the honorable mentions, I'm going to go with the Pasta Sniper Rifle. The base damage on this sniper is actually super generic, and when I say generic, I mean it has a base damage of 143 and then a headshot damage of 200. This is actually very common in a lot of snipers, so when I say a sniper is generic, that's what I mean. The only special thing about this weapon is the healing after reloading, which completely restores your health, which makes it pretty dang useful. Next up is Laser Carbine, and this is, I'm pretty sure, the only one of 2 no delay snipers in the game. It has a pretty decently high fire rate, and its damage is pretty good for the fire rate, which is why it's honestly pretty dang good, and I use it quite a bit. Next up is Dragon Bite. This sniper, I think, has the highest damage when it's fully charged and ricochet. It tops over 2,000, which is pretty cool. However, again, it's just a charged sniper, but if you guys have it, it's actually pretty dang good for spamming. The next honorable mention is going to be Demon Catcher, and this sniper is alright for spamming. It's got travel time and super punch, so you kind of got to rely on the super punch for some good damage. But the reason why this sniper is on this list is because it's really good for monster raids or clan raids. So it's not really good for like fighting actual players, but it's definitely good for other things, so that makes it pretty useful. The last honorable mention is going to be Mammoth, and I know a lot of you guys might be mad that this is in honorable mentions, but it's again a generic sniper. It has generic base damage, the bleeding is really good, the capacity is good, it has 16 rounds, which is pretty decent, but it's just kind of a slow sniper, or like slow movement speed sniper, and I mean there's just nothing else I guess really too special about it, so I mean that's why it's in honorable mentions, but I know people will get mad at me if I don't say anything about it. Alright, now we got 20 snipers to get through, so let's just crank out the actual list. Alright, number 20 we have Royal Cobra Spirit, and this is essentially just Mammoth, but with critical damage and poisoning instead of bleeding. Its poison is pretty good. Its base damage, again, generic, 143, 203, nothing special about that. But its critical damage has an increased, or it gives it the increased chance to do more damage, I guess. You might one-shot, sometimes you might not, so it's like kind of inconsistent in that area. But it's still a pretty decent sniper nonetheless, and its poison might take care of some people for you. Next up is Disruptive Howitzer. This has a pretty decent damage. It's got 155 base damage, 217 headshot, and its AoE is pretty dang good. However, I just feel like the sniper is way too underwhelming for me to care about that much. I mean, it's literally a freaking cannon that doesn't one-shot all the time, which is kind of super frustrating. I feel like it should definitely just be better. You're just kind of slow, and nothing really too special about it other than the area damage and stuff like that. Number 18 is going to be Masterpiece Musket. I know a lot of you guys might be disappointed to see this so low. However, the main caveat of this sniper is the fact that you have to rely on the range for this weapon to be good. Because of its shotgun attribute, if you're too far away from a player, it won't do enough damage, but the base damage at Mythical is 197 body shot and 260 headshot. However, if you don't one-shot, you have to go through the ridiculously slow fire rate in order to shoot again, and if you happen to miss a lot of shots, well, it only has 6 rounds, so it has some major drawbacks. Next up is going to be Cloying Eliminator, and again, generic damage for a sniper. However, this weapon has very, very high AoE, meaning it's very easy to hit people. So if you're anything like me and you just suck at the game, well, use Cloying Eliminator because it gives you an increased chance of actually hitting people, and it has a pretty decently high fire rate, and if you end up running out of ammo, Well, it has infinite ammo, so you never really have to worry about that, which makes it very useful for weapons where you have to like farm enemies or buildings or whatever it may be. Just not being able to run out of ammo is pretty useful, and yeah, it's just pretty good for all those really bad players out there like me. Next up is going to be Laser Bow, and this is the second highest damage ricochet sniper in the game. I'm pretty sure, if I have all my facts correct, could be wrong. But not only that, and that's at Mythical, by the way. All these stats are going to be at Mythical, so if you don't have it at Mythical, maybe you should upgrade it to Mythical, I guess. But Laser Bow is just pretty good for like mainly 3-cat or maybe even spamming because of the fact that you don't have to reload with it, and you start off with a pretty good amount of ammo. It's at least 10, I know that. So if you like miss a lot of shots, maybe then you have extra ammo to shoot with, or maybe you hit a lot of shots and you can get a lot of kills in a row because you don't have to reload or go collect ammo. There's just a lot of ammo, and I also find it pretty dang easy to hit shots with this weapon. Same with Harsh Punisher. I don't know what it is, but I find it easy to hit shots, and it's just pretty good. Next up is going to be Fatal Decorator, and I think from here on out, every sniper on this list can one-shot Ultimate Defense Armor with X mods and wear, so that's pretty good. But Fatal Decorator is teetering on that edge, I'm not gonna lie, because when I use Fatal Decorator, I never one-shot body shot. Usually what I have to do is kill a bot and activate the rage, and then I can start one-shotting players. However, even then, it still sometimes does a one-shot. However, it has a really decent high fire rate, and the main benefit of this weapon is that it has extra points per kill, so it's very, very good for spamming and farming points, which is very nice. Other than that, though, it's really not all that great. Even with rage, I mean, if you go against bots, obviously this weapon's going to be extremely overpowered. However, when players have ultimate defense armor or counter mods, it's really not too overwhelmingly good, which is why it's decently low on this list. Also, I don't know if I said this, but generic damage again. Next up is going to be Third Eye, and Third Eye has 150 base damage and 210 headshot damage, which is already pretty good. It's got X-ray, which makes it pretty useful, and it has pretty much no recoil, so it actually makes it pretty easy to hit shots with. Again, just decently high damage is what places it on this list, and I can't remember the ammo off the top of the head, off my head, wow, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty decent. Next up is going to be Dreams Warden, and this sniper probably used to be like the best sniper in the game, but they nerfed it quite a bit, so now its base damage is only 155 and then has 218 headshot damage, which is pretty decent. However, guys, this sniper is really slow, and yeah, it has really good attributes like blindness and whatever. However, because it's so slow, even for 3-cat players, like, you can switch through your whole loadout and you might still have to wait for the weapon's fire rate cooldown to cycle through before you can shoot again. So like for spamming, it's just slow. For 3-cat, it's just slow. So that just kind of drags this weapon down on the list. Also, now that I'm looking at it, every sniper except for 1 has a higher base damage. Every sniper except for 2 from here on out has a higher base damage than this. So I think it's justified being this low. Next up is going to be Dance Rifle, and this weapon, of course, is defaulted at Legendary. However, it hasn't returned as Legendary since the Battle Pass, I'm pretty sure, so a lot of you guys might have this at Mythical. Its Mythical's base damage is 160 and then 224 headshot damage, which is pretty dang good, and like Fatal Decorator, it has extra points for kills, but unlike Fatal Decorator, it has blindness and area damage, so you don't actually have to directly hit a person to do damage, which is pretty nice. I would actually rather have this weapon than Fatal Decorator just because it consistently hits more one-shots, I guess. That's what I'd say. And yeah, area damage, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about this weapon. Let's move on. In the number 11 spot, we have one of my favorite weapons in the game, Moon Hunter Bow. Its base damage is 280 at full charge, which is a lot, which means you don't have to fully charge it if you want to one-shot. However, when you do kill someone, you get the acceleration after kill bonus, which allows you to move pretty fast for the duration of your life, which is actually pretty cool. I really enjoy using this weapon because of that feature, and it actually makes it harder for players to hit you when you're moving fast. So this sniper is extremely good for spamming, and I love it. Even though it has travel time, it actually has a slight area damage, what I've noticed. So yeah, Moon Hunter Bow is just a very, very good bow for spamming. Next up is going to be a weapon that might surprise you to be this high on this list. However, I decided to put Prototype S at number 10. Turns out at Mythical, this weapon hits for 161 damage and 225 headshot damage, which is actually very, very high. Compared to other snipers in this game, That's really good, guys, okay? Say what you want, but that's really good. Paired with its decently high fire rate and capacity, yeah, this is actually a pretty good sniper to go with, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm pretty sure you guys can get this for 500 coupons right now, so you might have less damage, you will have less damage than what I just said because you'd be getting it at Legendary. However, at Mythical, pretty dang good. Next up is going to be Conductor of Souls, and this sniper is nothing really too special other than it has a pretty good amount of damage, 156 base damage and then 218 headshot damage, which is pretty good. Again, it's pretty easy to hit shots with this weapon. I don't really know why, but yeah, I can't really remember off the top of my head. I think that this weapon has the worse mobility than the one up next. I don't really know, but yeah, it's just pretty good for hitting shots, high damage, good for 3-cat basically. Next up is Ancestor Curse, and this is slightly better than Conductor of Souls. It has a base damage of 157 and a headshot damage of 220. And let me just say before I forget, shout out to What for the gameplay. I don't actually have this weapon, but he was helping me make this list, and he's like, I'll just send you gameplay for it so you can put it on your list. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he sent me gameplay, so this is him in the background. What's one of the best players in the game, or I guess deathmatch players in the game. I should probably specify that before people start raging at me. But yeah, one of the best deathmatch players in the game, and yeah, he sent me these videos or clips, so shout out to him for that. And yeah, he even said after going through this list that he's probably going to start maining Ancestor's Curse for his 3-cat gameplay. In the number 7 spot, I'm going with Sniper Revolver or Revolving Sniper Rifle, whatever it is, who knows. This is probably the second best no input delay sniper that we have. It has critical damage, which is pretty cool, but again, it has pretty generic damage. 145 base damage, 203 headshot damage, and the critical definitely saves it. But what the main thing is that saves this weapon is the fact that it has no input delay, which makes it very, very good for 3-cat spam. So if you guys are looking for a good 1,000 coupons 3-cat spam weapon, I highly recommend getting this one because it will definitely be a game changer for you guys. In the number 6 spot, I'm going with Bubblegum 01, and even though yes, this weapon has very generic damage, its AoE is nothing to be sad about. Its AoE is massive. As you guys can see, when you spread out gum everywhere, it creates a huge area where if players touch that, they get slowed down and can't jump. And yes, that is the AoE that players can hit, basically. Wait, does that make sense? That is the AoE that you can hit players with, I guess. So you really don't need any skill to use this weapon. It's extremely overpowered, especially if you pair it with Christmas Ultimatum. You will get really annoying gameplay, and I absolutely hate players that use this so much. It's just so annoying to go against, and they really need to nerf this weapon because it's so bad. In the number 5 spot, we have Anti-Champion Rifle, and I think apart from one-shot, which never one-shots for me, this is the highest base damage sniper in the game, coming in at 169 body damage and 237 headshot damage. So you can rely on this to be one shot pretty much all the time. And I know what you guys are thinking, well, if this is one shot, then why isn't one shot on this list? One shot is extremely slow for one, and it has 4 capacity. So no, I'm not putting one shot. If you guys have been a part of this channel for a while, you know I hate one shot. We don't talk about it. We're moving on. And in the number 4 spot, we have Deadman's Rifle. This sniper is actually extremely good for you casual players, but also 3-cat players because it one-shot body shots quite often. It has 158 base damage, 221 headshot damage, which is pretty good. And as I said earlier, it has a pretty decent AoE, which makes it pretty easy for all you casual folk to hit shots, which is pretty cool. So also, that is really high capacity at 10, which is pretty decent. You don't have to worry about running out of ammo, so it's just really an all-around good sniper that you guys can get right now for 1,000 coupons. And in the number 3 spot, we have my personal favorite sniper at the moment in this game, Anniversary Anti-Champion Rifle. This is a sniper rifle that is currently available in the Battle Pass, so if you guys are questioning whether or not you should get the Battle Pass, definitely do it, because this sniper is no joke. It is really good, and it's not coming back, so this is your one chance to get it. Anniversary Anti-Champion Rifle has the highest damage for any ricochet sniper in the game, coming in at 151 base damage and 211 headshot damage. And I guess I should put a little asterisk here, minus Dragon Bite. Dragon Bite doesn't really count. But yeah, the main thing that carries Anniversary Anti-Champion Rifle is the fact that it has no delay at all, making it arguably the best sniper for 3-cat because of how versatile versatile, whatever the word is. It makes it really versatile for 3 cat loadouts, so it's just extremely good. Also, like I said, it has ricochet, it has x-ray vision, which makes it very useful, and kill target explodes, which makes it pretty decent in like very crowded areas. So anniversary anti-champion rifle is extremely good. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have Sakura, and this is number 2 because it just has extremely high damage. I messed up earlier. I said that anti-champion rifle was like the highest base damage. No, Sakura is higher. It has 170 body damage and then 238 headshot damage. And it has critical, which makes it pretty dang overpowered. On top of that, it has x-ray vision, I'm pretty sure, which makes it useful. It has a high fire rate, making it good for spamming, and has a high capacity, making it good for 3 cat. So it's pretty good in all categories when it comes to sniping. So I feel like that especially the pro community will appreciate me putting this at number 2 because yeah, it's just pretty versatile and can be used for pretty much everything. And finally, coming in at number 1, I am going with Harsh Punisher. And I know some of you guys might disagree with me on this because, like, of all the different snipers I've mentioned recently, they can definitely be exchanged around. However, I went with Harsh Punisher because it's basically all the other snipers I mentioned combined into one. It has no input delay, making it extremely good for 3 cat. It has a 164 base damage, 230 headshot damage, which makes it very, very good for dealing insane amounts of damage and one-shotting. It has decently high capacity at 7, so you don't have to worry about reloading too much. It has very weird crosshairs that make it oddly easy to hit shots for some reason. It has X-ray, which makes it easy to find people, so it's just good. It's just a really good sniper that you guys should definitely get if you ever get the chance. I don't know how I got this sniper, but I did somehow at some point. Very, very good. Definitely get this sniper if you ever get the chance, because in my opinion, it is the #1 sniper in Pixel Gun 3D. And yes, what agrees with me. So alright guys, well that's going to wrap up the video there. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys want to leave your opinions on your top snipers in the comments section, do not forget to do that, because I am actually kind of curious as to what your guys' favorite snipers are in the game. But yeah, that's going to wrap the video there. I know I just said that, but yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope to see you guys in next week's top 10 video in Pixel Gun 3D. Peace!